Okay, so plot holes. Those odd little mistakes or overlooked elements that burn a glaring hole in your favorite media. Once you've seen it, you can't unsee it, and it just eats away at you until some new information comes along to hopefully fix it or make the pain go away. Well, as you can tell from the title of this video, today I'm going to be looking at a couple of things from my favorite anime series, Dragon Ball Z, that I would consider plot holes, and these plot holes are unlikely to be fixed. I'm Zero, and welcome back to the Black Star Zero YouTube channel. If you enjoyed the video, I'd greatly appreciate it if you would consider leaving a like, comment, or even subscribing to the YouTube channel. Now, onto the video. King Kai is an integral part of the first half of Dragon Ball Z, particularly the Saiyan and Frieza sagas, and a little bit of the Cell saga to a lesser degree, so we won't really touch on that. To start off with, I want to begin with the destruction of planet Namek and the beginning of the Future Trunks arc. So, beginning with the destruction of planet Namek. Namek gets destroyed, Goku manages to escape using a Ginyu Force space pod, and later crash lands on planet Yardrit where he recuperates. King Kai is somehow unaware that his star pupil had in fact survived Namek's destruction and was living well on another planet. Did he spend any time at all searching for Goku during the interlude? As King Kai, you would imagine that he would be able to check in with King Yama either telepathically or in person to find out if Goku had actually arrived in Otherworld. It would have taken King Kai all of 10 seconds to contact King Yama if he was too busy doing what Kami only knows and couldn't leave his planet for whatever reason to find out what happened to the person who finally defeated the villainous Frieza and then inform the Z fighters on Earth one way or the other. Instead, the Z fighters find out through Porunga that Goku's okay, he's on planet Yardrit, and he'll be returning home later. So by that same metric, that gap in King Kai's knowledge, it comes back again with Frieza. King Kai failed to notice Frieza's resurrection by his father King Ko. He totally failed to give the Z fighters, or even Goku for that matter, a heads up that Frieza was on his way to Earth to seek revenge. This would have allowed Goku to leave earlier to prepare for Frieza and King Ko's arrival, instead of using instant transmission at the last second like he told Trunks he was about to do. Now, to be fair, I get it, the universe is a big place and a lot can happen without King Kai's notice. However, this is not some rando from bumfuck space nowhere. This was Frieza, and until fairly recently, he was the most powerful individual in the universe as Boo and Beerus were still asleep. King Kai should have been able to pick up on these two massive power levels, as Frieza was unable to fully suppress at the time, that were on their way to Earth. In the same way that he was able to pick up on Broly destroying the Southern Universe, the Southern Galaxy, pardon me, he should have been able to pick up on King Cold and Frieza heading from one point to the other. So King Kai failing to notify Goku or the Z fighters or anybody of the comings and goings during that time period was absolutely bizarre to me. It's also even more bizarre to me that Goku didn't try to reach out to King Kai and say, hey King Kai, I'm still alive. Can you let my wife and son know that I'll be home soon? Can you let Bulma know? Can you let Kami know? Or Piccolo? Anybody? That to me seems like a plot hole, but it's not the only one involving King Kai. Moving on to 20 years in the future. Later on down the timeline, we arrive 3 years later at the battle with the android. The androids are awoken by Dr. Gero, the Z fighters minus future Gohan and the Yajirobe are killed, Goku had already passed on by this point due to the heart virus. Things are dire. I'm sure some of you can already see where I'm going with this one. With Goku being dead and in the afterlife, he was right within earshot of King Kai, if not right beside him, as he is in the main timeline. Goku must have been alerted to what was going on Earth when his friends started to pop up in the afterlife one after the other. So I have two questions for Goku and King Kai. One, why did Goku not mention to future Gohan that the Hyperbolic Time Chamber exists? Two, why did Goku, with the help of King Kai, not oversee Gohan's self-training during the intervening years in the battle with the androids? This led to him being weaker than he could have been, or he should have been, which ultimately led to his death. There's no mention of the Hyperbolic Time Chamber being destroyed in the future. Yes, Kami is dead due to Piccolo dying in battle with the androids, but we did see the Z fighters in the main timeline were able to use the time chamber without there being a Kami. Kami had fused with Piccolo at this point so that he could get the required power boost to fight the androids. In other parts of the series, we learned that it's actually Mr. Popo that's been maintaining and restoring the Hyperbolic Time Chamber whenever Vegeta destroys it. So you don't necessarily need a Kami to have a Hyperbolic Time Chamber. Now, I mentioned the time chamber being destroyed earlier because it's possible that Dr. Gero knew about the lookout through his bugs spying on the Z fighters and then sending 17 and 18 to trash the place. It's never stated, so it's a theory at best, but hey, it's possible. So if the time chamber wasn't destroyed, why the hell did Goku not mention that through King Kai, right? And that leads us on to my next point. This kind of requires King Kai being like a divine long-distance mobile phone carrier for an extended period of time, Goku or just King Kai could have helped future Gohan train and refine his techniques as he grew strong enough to face the androids later down the line. What we're talking about here is years of sustained contact and possibly even imparting the Kaioken and the Spirit Bomb techniques. You could have even had Piccolo oversee the training, as he was the first person to train future Gohan and probably the person who understands Gohan's nature best. Providing instructions and checking in periodically to see how his training is progressing would have been better than future Gohan training on his own and surviving off Encounter Zenkai boosts with the androids. Future Gohan never had full training under Piccolo. It was 1 year, 6 months tops, then the battle with the Saiyans, then after Namek with Krillin and Bulma, and then getting to mixing with Frieza and his henchmen. Which brings us right back to the problem with the androids. Future Gohan lacks proper tutelage, and that contributed to his downfall with the snowball effect of Trunks being taught how to fight by somebody who's just above novice level himself. To be clear, I am not saying that future Gohan, or Trunks for that matter, are weak. Nor am I saying that they can't throw hands. What I am saying though is that in terms of experience and battle acumen and strategizing, they are far behind people like Goku, Vegeta, and Piccolo. Now, if you think that having King Kai oversee Trunks or future Gohan's training is a stretch, I have news for you. They literally did something similar in the Dragon Ball Z games. In Dragon Ball Z Shin Budokai Another Road, future King Kai helped future Trunks out more than once, even when future Trunks ended up on Namek. It's not such a far-fetched idea when somebody from the creative process in a Dragon Ball Z game from the same franchise came up with the idea of having King Kai communicate with Trunks. It was entirely possible for King Kai or Goku, through King Kai, to pass on a message from the afterlife about the Hyperbolic Time Chamber to better prepare future Gohan and future Trunks for their fight against the androids. Now, it's entirely possible that as Goku died from the heart virus on this occasion, he never got to keep his body in the afterlife the way he did in the main timeline. It's possible that when Goku died, his spirit went off to be purified and he went off to heaven, so he really doesn't know what's happening there, right? That's unlikely because we see how Goku gets treated. So I don't put much stock in that one, but it's also a possibility along with Dr. Gero destroying the Hyperbolic Time Chamber, not because he knew about it, but just to destroy the Lookout because he knows that's where Goku and his friends gather. Anyway, that's it for this video. These are some things that I would call plot holes in Dragon Ball that have always bothered me, more so the future stuff, but it's just been weird for me to see that King Kai has the ability to convey a lot of information, but he just doesn't. We can probably chalk it up to good old Toriyama forgot, but it's still just weird to me. Are there any other areas of Dragon Ball that has a plot hole or what you believe to be a plot hole? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. It really helps me out and it also helps to grow the channel. I'd greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.